Okay, good morning. For those of you that are on the West Coast, it's 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm Jamie Wozni. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about honoring your true self, slowing down, creating a world that you actually want, and how you can tune into and learn these signals inside that tell you this is true me who wants this, as opposed to whew, all the stuff that's been handed down to us, right? So if you don't know me, welcome. I'm a light activation guide. I serve other divinely sensitive souls, healers, gifted beings of light who are ready to be seen and feel heard and shine and find their authentic truth and live their full magnificence in the world. Because when you're a sensitive soul, differently than the world, which is the conversation we're going to have today, um, it's a little bit confusing because you look around out there and you're like, wait a minute, I'm not doing it like everybody else. And so my hope is that I can come over here and say it's okay that you're not like everybody else. You're supposed to be like everybody else. Yes, it's challenging, but we can do it a little bit differently. Okay, so welcome. And welcome to those of you that are here watching the recording. So I'm going to try to keep this one short. We live in a society, it doesn't take us much to figure this out if we look around. We live in a society that values work, that values doing, that values thinking. Those are wonderful attributes. Don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? But we're so out of balance. Even me, this is so ingrained deeply in my head too. Because I grew up in the same society, and my fear all along has been like, well, am I going to be enough? Am I going to be seen? Am I going to be respected and valued when I come back to balance? When I come back to the being, which is who you are, which is your loving nature, your empathy, your honesty, your dancing, your flowing, your inner wisdom. So what this is moving from masculine energy. It's not gender related. It's an archetypal energetic dynamic of doing, going, structure, dominant, lead, work, to feminine energy, which is elusive in our world, which is who we are, which is our beingness, which is sheer pleasure in the moment just because, which is so void in our world. Our world is starving of that. It's so hard for us to take a nap. So hard for us to, today's conversation, honor ourselves. What do I want instead of what's going to look impressive? And I know this is challenging and it feels like you're going to die sometimes inside. You're like, oh my God, I'm not going to matter to the world. I'm not going to have a purpose. But again, remember, we're not saying we're throwing out masculine energy. We're coming back into balance. So there's a part of us, so, in the title I say self-honoring, there's a part of us that contains our truth inside. And it has a feeling to it. Not an emotion, but a feeling. It has a lightness, a true feeling, an expansiveness. And sometimes we can tune into it because we kind of know what the opposite feels like, right? The fear and the heaviness and the disturbance in the system. And we're like, well, we can feel when we're off from self-honoring because we're doing so much in the world and we're trying to impress and we're trying to be enough and we're absolutely exhausted. We feel that. We know what that feels like. So when we have a sense of that, we're like, oh, it's the opposite quietness. and trueness and yesness and lightness. Sometimes this can be challenging to navigate because we've been in the other for so long. But the freedom lives when we really start to go, oh, that's me. I feel her. I know her. She enjoys probably different than what everybody else around you enjoys, right? For me, particularly. I always thought there was something wrong with me, that I don't like to hang out with a lot of people at a time. I like being with my dog. I like being in nature. I like quality time with one friend. I like laughter. I like meditating. It's like, wait, isn't that boring? Shouldn't I be out there like the extroverts of the world doing all the things? I need to fix that about myself. But what I've come to discover is that Jamie and her truth and you and your truth has a feeling to it. There's an ease, a fluidity, a flow, a lightness when I am doing things in alignment with my truth. So this is a really cool thing to remember. Any thought, any energy, any external person, any external situation that is in alignment with your truth, you'll feel it. You'll feel it inside. Remember, not as an emotion, but as a deeper sense of truth. And so when we are hanging out in thoughts of the masculine wounded world that says, I got to get somewhere, I got to achieve something, I got to check everything off my list, I can't stop, I can't sit, I can't rest, I got to go till I get there. What does that feel like for you? Having that thought, does it register in the system as a disturbance? Is it like, that hurts, that hurts, that hurts? Well, what that's trying to do is get our attention. So when we have our hand on a hot pot, hurts for a reason. When we're out of alignment with self-honoring, honoring our yeses, honoring who we are, honoring what we want to say, what we don't want to say, honoring where we want to go, what we don't want to do, we feel it. We feel when we're off, making decisions for all the people-pleasing tendencies I grew up with, making decisions for other people, talking too much, staying longer than I'd want to stay. You'll think, something's wrong with me, I got to change this about myself. But the shift comes when you know there is an inbuilt system in you that's so cool. And if you really get quiet and you just tune within first, then outside, you can feel, do I want to say that, or do I just want to be? Do I want to laugh? Am I holding it back? Do I want to go to that party? Do I feel like staying in? You can feel the difference between truth and fear, right? Fear is anxiety. Now, anxiety is a symptom of not self-honoring as well. Anxiety is many things. It's an elusive topic. But one thing I noticed is I would feel a lot of anxiety when I was trying to be someone that I wasn't. So much overwhelm in my week. Too many clients, too much this. And I remember over and over and over again in my own self-exploration was like, well, how many clients feels good for you? Yeah, I could have more. Got space in my day. Got room in my bank account. But does it overwhelm me from does that feel like Jamie? Because we all have a capacity. We're all here for different reasons. Some people can hold many people in their day and it energizes them and brings them joy. Some people are like, I want to just really be deeply present and intimate with a couple people and spend my energy there and then feel energized by that. And so, are you overwhelmed? Are you anxious? Does life feel like too much because you're not honoring yourself? You're not slowing down. You're living in innocently the past patterns that say in your brain that say, I got to be like everyone else in the world. We are in a collective consciousness that has just unconsciously, we're like these little sheep following, doing it like everybody's doing it. We got to work hard. It's like, where are we getting to? Where are we going to? Doesn't mean we're not going to stop working. It doesn't mean we're not going to stop creating. That doesn't mean we're not going to live in life. But can you make priority self-honoring first Do I have the energy to do this project or do this job or whatever it is I want to do? Or am I in that pattern? Just the awareness of, am I just trying to do? Am I trying to not look lazy? Am I trying to be productive? Am I trying to be seen and heard and shine from masculine energy that says, I got to accomplish and I got to get and I got to do and I got to go? Because it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. So evaluate this in your life. Meditate on this and notice, because the first step is just bringing awareness to it. And so my suggestion for you is to do a journaling activity where you look and you say, where in my life am I doing? Am I taking the lead? Am I not stopping? Let's just look at that, working, doing. And it feels energizing to me or it feels depleting to me. And if I knew, so let's just pretend if I knew I could have millions, so like that wasn't my concern. I knew I was like totally cared for, what actually feels right for me. And I remember years ago when it wasn't this exercise, but my coach had me do something like this. It was a wake up call to be like, whoa, I'm doing way more. I'm like abusing my inner child because I'm making her do way more than she wants to do. I'm making her hang out with way more people than she wants to hang out with or whatever, right? And what feels right to me? How many clients do I want in a week? How many lives do I want to do? What actually feels energizing to me? Self-honoring. What feels like an internal yes or no? And your job, and this is the challenging part, because the validation from out there, you're not going to get in a strong way because we're not in a feminine energy, healthy feminine energy, dominant society. We're coming back into balance with people like us going, wow, I might not get the validation from like how busy I am and how much I'm doing and going. But our life passes us by on that track. And the anxiety is strong on that track. And it is a challenge to go, I'm going to choose me. And if that's doing less and being more, and it's about the quality of my life and not how much I can fit into a day so people say, wow, look at her, then so be it. Because you starting to live your life this way is beginning to give other people permission to live their life this way. So journal, evaluate. What do I really want? Start to get a little quieter. When you start to look for yeses and nos within you, do I feel like doing that? What's my fear? What can I do to heal my fear? Oh, the fears, fear of conflict, fear of confrontation, fear of shining, all your stuff's going to come up. And then you pray and you set the intention. Okay, I notice I got a fear of conflict. I notice I'm trying to people please by, oh, let me keep myself small so that you don't feel uncomfortable. Whatever it is that we're doing, whatever our reason for not self-honoring, people aren't going to see me. At the end of the day, it's all about us and ourselves. We want to not abandon ourselves. We want to meet ourselves. We want to see ourselves. We want to love ourselves. Because then when we offer it to ourselves, the quantum field of life that we're all a part of reflects it back to us. So it's that bravery that goes, I know the world is reflecting this to me, but it's because I've been in this belief system because of what was handed down to me. Can I be willing to do it a different way or heal and look towards a different way to then experience new proof, to gain new confidence that, oh, wow, I can be loved, I can be seen, I can be cherished when I honor myself, when I move from this overdoing to being, to back into balance of being and doing. Because again, we don't want to eradicate masculine energy. We're coming back into balance. Can we start to stop saying, I'm so busy, I'm so busy? You know, I'll just say words now of like, I have a full day of creation if it is a busy day, you know? Cool. Well, if you enjoyed this, I highly recommend the next step for you is my course, Liberate Your Sacred Light. It's on my website, www.jamiewosny.com/services. I'm going to put it in the notes as well. It's 8 lessons that I've created to really help you go into self-love, to liberate your sacred light, to move from the world that we've lived in to your truth. I talk a lot about in that course about being different, about being brave to be different, about doing the healing. I offer many healings and meditations to bring you back home to you so that you can feel safe being in your truth, being in your light, being in your self-honoring, not needing to be like everyone else to be all right. So hope you enjoy that. Have a beautiful rest of your week. I'll be here next Monday, 11 a.m. Pacific, and I'll see you all soon. Sending you lots of love.